I met all of ReGLOSS when I was in Japan. I met all of them. So basically, I was in the studio and I heard that ReGLOSS was there too in another room. And I was like, oh, I met only 2 of them so far. Can I go over and meet the rest of them? And they were like, no, right now they're busy. They're like in the middle of something. I'm like, oh, okay, when are they free? And then, like, over the course of several hours, I kept on, like, going over and checking with their staff. If they're free, they say no. I go back. I come back again to them. I ask, okay, are they free now? They're like, no, maybe later. Maybe come again later. That repeated several times. And then, finally, when it was time, I was, like, kind of getting nervous. I was like, now I had so much time to think about this. Now I feel awkward about just like, saying hi, like no real purpose, just saying hi. I don't even have anything really to say. Like now I feel awkward about this. Should I really? But new assistant, not assistant, new manager, who was assisting me, she walked over with me and gave me some strength just by standing next to me. and I walk over and I go into their room and they're like, the moment I enter their room, they're like kind of leaving from the other side of the room, so I only see their backs walking away from me, and I'm like, sumimasen, otsukare-sama desu. Excuse me, hello. And then they stop for me and they turn around, and the first one that sees me is Ririka, and she's like, and I'm like, oh. And then Raden sees me and Raden absolutely freaks out. Turns out Raden had some alcohol. So Raden with alcohol is, even more energetic. She was already energetic to begin with. She was so hyper. She was like bouncing around, and also she was carrying her Pom Pom Purin plushie that I saw her holding when we were streaming from her home. So I feel like she's similar to Shiori in that regard, carrying her favorite plushie around, even though it's a pretty big one. And she was carrying that and like jumping around, and when she saw me, she was like jumping around like, oh my god, Kiara-sama, she immediately ran to me to give me a hug, and then she kept on bouncing around. Like the other ReGLOSS members are just like standing there, like silent, like oh, senpai, and like watching this chaos unfold with Raden just jumping and bouncing hyperactively. And I'm like, what the? Oh, she's even more energetic than usual. And then the staff told me that some of them may have had some alcohol. I'm like, that explains a lot. Yeah. She didn't even smell like alcohol, but she definitely acted like she had alcohol. And then she was like, like she already wrote to me like the day before that, you know, she's like working on getting the passport, but to visit me in Austria. And then she was like updating me like, senpai, I'm getting my passport right now, so I'm on it right now. And I'm like, I know. And then I don't know. Then like it calmed down a little bit. So I say like hi to everybody, and I make them introduce themselves to me. And I'm like, okay, naruhodo. I'm Kiara. And you know, they say their name to me. They were sweet. And then like all the new girls that I didn't talk to before, you know, they were like, oh, senpai, I like your singing, I like this, I like that. And then Ririka, I already knew, so it was more like hi, nice to see you again. So the moment I talked to Ririka, Raden jumps over from the side, like they kind of were in a half circle around me. And Raden was on the right side of the circle, and Ririka was on the left side of the circle, and the members I didn't meet before were in the middle of it. So Raden jumps over from the right side of the circle over to the Ririka side and completely covers Ririka and bounces. She's like, Kiara-senpai! Just like trying to get my attention away from Ririka back to Raden. She's like, look at me, Kiara-senpai! And I'm like, okay, Raden, calm down. I'm talking to Ririka now, okay? And she's like, okay, gomenasai, senpai, gomenasai. So funny. Oh my god.